Lonnie says, I'm having trouble with put an SEO and lead with, with put a SEO and lead gen contract. Do you have any recommended contract form? No, I don't. You know, you could probably just go online and find some templates that you could use. I personally don't like to use contracts. I mean, I have in the past, but typically it's only for bigger companies that, you know, they want the contract. I like to do everything on a verbal agreement so that, and I always say this to potential prospects or customers, look, you know, if I'm doing my job, you're going to want to continue paying me. If I'm not, you're not going to want to continue paying me, and that's okay. So, you know, I also want to be able to part ways from that client if you know, we don't jive well, we don't agree on things, if it's just not a good fit. And I don't want to be locked into a contract either. So I don't expect my clients to want to be locked into a contract. And sometimes that burns me. For example, I had a home inspector client that, you know, I very clearly stated what the timeline was going to be on results. And, you know, I typically ask for, hey, give me this much time. And before that time had passed, before I'd reached that certain level of time that I mentioned, he canceled services. And you know, and to me, that's really unfair for both of us, because he wasn't able to get the results that he wanted because it wasn't, you know, fast enough for him, even though I clearly stated all of that before we agreed to work together. But at the same time, I put a lot of work into that and wasn't able to fully realize the efforts, you know, for him or for myself, for my own satisfaction, because he stopped paying me before all the work had been completed, if that makes sense. So, you know, sometimes it's not, sometimes I wish I did have a contract in place, but for the most part, I like the ability to be able to walk away from a client. And I also like them to know that they're not locked into a contract. It kind of eases that, it lowers the barrier to entry, so to speak. However, that said, there might be a difference of opinion here for some of the other guys. Any of you guys have a suggestion for him?
No, you know me, I don't do contracts. I hate them. I hate them. It locks me into everything. And what if I want to go? I don't care. Maybe the client doesn't want to go, but what if I want to go? What if I can't stand the client? I want to go. And then I'm bound by a contract for a year with this guy that I can't stand, that knows more, or supposedly knows more than I do, which sometimes happens. If you know how to produce results, then always go, look, I'll give you results, but record the call. I always record the call. That call where you talk about, Bradley, what is going to take this long, I always have that recorded, even if there's no contract. And I let the guy know, look, I'm going to record the call. And then you can always revert back to that. That's a contract. Believe it or not, that's a contract, right? And it'll hold up in most courts, I believe, in the US. It'll hold up. It'll hold up in Costa Rica.
That's a good idea. And yeah, if you disclose that right up front and then get it on the recording, you do agree that this is being recorded, and that's okay, right? And they say,
exactly. Yeah. I'm going to be recording this. Are you
that's
okay
a good point.
That? This way we can refer back to the conversation. You know exactly what took place. I know exactly what took place. Then you walk them through. You know that this is going to take about 90 days for results, thereabouts, because you go into the process, because I have to set everything up, and then we get everything going. I'm probably going to get your results before, but I can't guarantee anything with Google. Experience tells me that within 90 days we should be able to see something, and then we can work from there. But I need 90 days from you. Are you okay with that? Yeah, sure. You're going to get that 9 out of 10. And so now you have a binding contract. Now, at the end of those 90 days, when we meet again, then we'll decide if we continue.
Now, real quick, I know, Adam, if you're still paying attention, I know we're a little bit over, but I think you have a little bit of a different methodology. Is there any way you can comment on this?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't have too much of a different. It's kind of constantly evolving. But yeah, I mean, as far as contracts go, like, I stay out of that. I've never done anything extended.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if he's looking for he may just mean he's looking for an outline for like a proposal or an engagement proposal. If that's the case, Lonnie, just contact support@semanticmastery.com. We'll point you to the right direction. I know Hernan put one out there we had as a free opt-in that you could get as an outline, and that can be really helpful. I mean, I've used other people's as a starting point when I'm changing services or adding something in, just so that I have a good starting point, and then you tailor it kind of to your specifics.
Very good. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for being here. Or Chris, were you going to say something? I'm sorry.
I mean, like, he is like a lead gen contract. I mean, like, why not sell on a per lead base, so I don't see there's an issue. You can do like a contract that states the price of a lead.
Yeah.
So you should be fine that way. Should be super easy.